if you've ever ridden the Washington, D.C. Metro, I've got some very important information for you. Hello, my name is Rob. I'm a tour guide and the founder of Trip Hacks DC Tours. On this channel, I share my best tips, tricks, and hacks for exploring Washington, D.C. And over at triphacksdc.com, you'll find info about tours and more. Last month, Metro made a big announcement that will affect a lot of riders. Beginning this summer, they will begin installing new fare gates at Metro stations and new fare boxes on buses. If you bought a SmartTrip card in the past that uses an old chip technology, it will soon be obsolete and won't work anymore. I have a few cards like this myself, and I'm curious how many you do. So after you're done watching the video, leave me a comment and let me know if you have any of these old obsolete cards, or if you're good to go. And while you're down there, make sure to subscribe to this channel, especially if you think you're going to make another Washington, D.C. trip, as I have a huge library of DC travel videos, and many more to come. With that said, let's get started. So first, why is this happening? Like I said, Metro is replacing old fare gates at train stations and fare boxes on buses. What you may not realize is that over the years, there have been several different iterations of the SmartTrip card, each with more advanced chip technology than the last. And once Metro switches to these new fare gates and boxes, those older cards won't work anymore. Metro says this change affects approximately 400,000 active SmartTrip cards, which is about 7% of cards in circulation. Okay, so how do you know if you have one of these old cards? It's quite simple, thankfully. On the back of every card is a serial number. If your card has the 4 digits 0167, then the good news is you're good to go. If it does not, then that card will soon be obsolete. For example, I have 2 SmartTrip cards here. One is the classic green style card, and the other is my daily driver, the commemorative Washington Nationals card. On the back of the Nationals card, you'll see it has 0167. However, the green card does not, which means I need to replace it. Which leads us to the next question: how do I replace it? There are a few options, but the easiest and best, in my opinion, is to mail it in. The first thing you should do, if you haven't already, is go to the website smarttrip.wamada.com, create an account, and register your card. This will protect the balance just in case anything goes wrong. Alternatively, Metro says you can take a picture of the back of the card with the serial number. Next, print the SmartTrip card replacement form, fill it out, and mail it back to the address on that form along with the card itself. Then Metro will mail you back a new card with the balance of your old card plus $5 additional. That means if your card currently has a $10 balance on it, you'll mail it in and get a card back that has a $15 balance on it, which is a pretty nice bonus, if I may say. One important thing to note is that your card must be received before October 7th, 2021 to take advantage of the $5 bonus. So if you're watching this in May 2021, take care of this as soon as you can. An important caveat is that this won't work if you currently have Smart Benefits on the card. Smart Benefits is when your employer adds money directly onto the SmartTrip card right out of your paycheck. Most visitors obviously won't have to worry about this, but if you live and work in DC, double check. Lastly, you might be thinking, man, this sounds like another chore that I don't want to do. Why should I even care? Maybe you only have a few bucks on your SmartTrip card and don't really care if you lose the balance. That's fine, but I know there were also a lot of people who told me they held on to their old paper fare cards when Metro switched over exclusively to SmartTrip, and they regret not spending just a few minutes to save whatever money they had on those paper cards, and is now lost forever. One potential dilemma is that some people have commemorative SmartTrip cards that they really don't want to give up. The commemorative SmartTrips from the 2009 presidential inauguration are particularly prized. So if you have that one, you have to decide whether you want to keep the physical card or the funds on it. When you're ready, you can find all of these details and instructions on the website wamada.com/card replacement. and I'll leave a link down in the description as well. And did you know I have a playlist with 8 other videos about riding the DC Metro? You should really check that one out if you haven't. And hey, if you made it this far, then I highly recommend another Trip Hacks DC video, so go ahead and click or tap right over here to watch the next one. And if you're coming to DC and interested in signing up for a Trip Hacks DC guided tour, you can click or tap on the Capitol Dome on the left side of my head. That'll send you right over to triphacksdc.com, where you can see all of the tours that we offer. Enjoy your trip!